Hey there, I'm Eric Smith, and right now I'm at the corner of Covell and Kelly, where we've got a major project going on. You've probably noticed it if you've driven through the area, but right now crews are in the process of widening Covell and Kelly, which involves improving the intersection that you see right here. Now, originally this was going to be two separate projects. Widening Covell was going to be one of the projects, and then we were going to turn around and widen Kelly a little bit later on. But instead of tearing up an intersection that's busy all the time, the city decided to just rip the Band-Aid off and do it all at one time.
So if you're driving through the area, you'll notice that there are road crews working on Covell. They're widening that section from a 2-lane to a 4-lane roadway from the west entrance of Mitch Park all the way east to Thomas Drive. They're also widening Kelly from Covell south to Danforth. The 4 lanes will now be a divided roadway with left turn lanes. There will be new signals at Thomas Drive and the entrance to Mitch Park. And the temporary lights at the entrance to Lowe's and the intersection of Kelly and Covell will be modified with permanent traffic signals. The total cost of the project is $14.7 million. Edmond is funding nearly $3 million of that cost, while the Oklahoma Department of Transportation funds the remaining $11 million. For the past 8 years, Calvin has worked for Duit Construction, which is located in Edmond. Calvin is the project manager for the Covell widening project. Though they plan to hit the final date of October 11th, Calvin did tell us about some of the challenges they have faced so far.
There were some underground utilities that were in conflict with the new construction. And
oh, really?
There was some undercutting that had to be done due to most of this area has been old farmland. And
oh, okay.
It would have been 5 foot of topsoil, and so there were some minor delays, encountered on that. We had to go off-site to get another borrow site generated and bring in some more material to cover that.
Now, are there going to be any other improvements to the area, such as sidewalks and parks, and any plans for that you know of?
Well, I think that Steve Manick, city manager, was pretty instrumental in making sure that the project not only was practical but beautiful.
Yeah.
An example is we're standing on a 5 foot wide sidewalk. These will all be 10 foot wide multi-pathway.
Wow, no kidding.
A multi-pathway that will go from Kelly, Danforth to Covell.
10 feet wide?
10 feet wide.
I hope I don't mistake it for a road and drive on it.
Exactly.
I mean, my goodness, I don't think I've seen a 10-foot wide sidewalk.
Allow everybody to have a lot more population on it that cannot be, you can ride your bike on it and so on and so forth. So, and then there's hand-picked trees that we're going to put in the center medians throughout Kelly. That's going to beautify that. There's,
oh, wow.
Decorative lighting throughout the whole project that ties in with everything else that City of Edmond.
To the look and the feel of the city.
Exactly.
So this is really going to look nice.
Exactly. There's been a lot of time and money spent on practicality, but also on beautification.
Now, as residents, we talked about speed being an issue just a little bit. People need to slow down. Is there anything else that we can do to help things along? Or if we just watch our safety, for your guys that are out here, is that just about it?
Well, again, we are anticipating the school opening back up.
Oh, okay.
And so we are on a fast track mission to get that paved and that normalized through the school zone before they come back for this next session. So that's our main objective right now, and I think that we're going to be able to do that.
With school children walking nearby, as well as construction crews working alongside the roadways, extra precaution is absolutely essential when driving through this area.
Ironically enough, we just missed filming a near accident just moments ago. Had we been only a minute or so earlier, and we would have seen that. But that kind of brings up the point that we really do need to be careful about what we're doing and driving and keeping the speed down around here. In fact, we talked with local Edmond officer A.C. Hopper, who gave us some points on how to be a little bit more careful in and around this area.
We get a lot of complaints about the traffic up here. There's a lot of traffic that moves this area. There's a lot of North Edmond residents that use this intersection.
Now, a lot of complaints from who? From businesses or people?
Actually, we get them from the construction companies. We get them from the residents themselves. And some of the local businesses, because people cut through their parking lots to avoid these intersections.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's illegal to do. You can't do that.
No, you can't do that. And then we've had people, actually hit flagmen because they don't want to wait
Here?
Here at this, right in this area right here, we've had 2 flagmen hit.
Really?
Yep, so we've had the construction companies calling us saying, you know, they just made my flagman jump in the ditch, you know, because they wouldn't stop for it.
Oh my gosh.
And then we have the fact that it's a 25-mile zone now because of all the construction and all the things that are going on right now. So we get a lot of complaints and have a lot of issues.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, how much trouble you've had, but it sounds like you've had a little bit. Has it been, tell me, has it been more than normal or kind of average? People,
Well,
you know, we get distracted.
For what's going on, I would say it's average for the situation. But I mean, if we're talking about, there's more complaints that come about this intersection than any of the others in town. But like I said, we have a lot of things going on here right now.
Yeah, quite a bit. And that really does surprise me that we've actually had a couple of guys hit.
Yes. Yeah, luckily they weren't injured. They was just kind of a grazing thing, like a mirror on one of them caught them.
Yeah.
But you know, people sometimes they don't want to stop. They see the guy getting ready to step out in the road and like, I can make it, kind of trying to beat a red light or something.
Is there anything else that we can do as residents other than watching our speed? And that's apparent that we got to do that. Anything else we can do to help out?
You know, watch the signage, because a lot of these lanes move day to day. They may shift a lane where you came through here yesterday and was on this portion of the road. Today it's moved over so they could do construction where you were at yesterday. So you got to read the signage, you got to watch for the construction workers and the flagmen and all that kind of stuff that's going on here. Because like I said, there is a lot of, they're working all 4 sides of this intersection.
At one time.
At one time. So there's a lot of people here, there's a lot of construction vehicles entering, and you got to watch for that. Just on the way here down the road, you know, they were doing some sidewalk work, but there was a flagman out in the street so that they could step off the curb and come into the road for a second to move some materials.
Right.
And so you got to watch for the people. It's just like I said, there's a lot of things going here. You just got to be observant.
Now we're widening things quite a bit here, and I understand in a short amount of time this is going to be done. Is it going to be safer, do you think, out here once it's done?
Absolutely. You know, we're going from 2-lane roads, and in some areas it was only 3-lane roads, to, you know, 4-lane intersections with turn lanes, island medians, which will help divide the traffic and make it a little more safer, hopefully, and have reduce crossover accidents, that type of thing. And then we'll have more signaling and signage that will make this a lot better intersection, more high flow traffic. So it's going to be a lot better once it's all done.
Okay, and message to us, slow down, go ahead, just tell them.
Yeah, slow down, watch the signage. We don't want to write you a ticket, but if you're speeding, we're going to.
There you go, you heard it from the man, Asa. Hey, Asa, buddy, appreciate it.
Yep.
You take care.
Thanks.
Remember that the speed limit through this area is 25 miles per hour. Use extreme caution when driving through the work zone and obey the signs and flagmen.
Well, as you can see, the construction is moving along smoothly, and if you even look behind me, you can see how wide it's going to be. In fact, we're going to have like, 8 to 10 foot wide sidewalks, 4 lanes in each direction. It's kind of a mess right now, and you know, it's a little bit of an inconvenience for right now, but especially if you live in the area, coming up in this October, we'll be finished, and this is going to look absolutely beautiful. Until then, watch your speed and be careful.
Coming up on the show, we have some recycling questions we're going to answer. Before we go to break, though, can you answer the Your Edmond trivia question? Edmond has some wonderful art pieces scattered throughout our city for all of us to enjoy. On the corner of Broadway and First Street is a statue of a young lady reading a book. Do you know what book is being read to the little girl? We'll tell you after the break.
Recycling is sporty. Sports makes a healthy body. Recycling makes a healthy city. Edmond Recycles. It's what we do. Changing your view is what we want to do.
Let's see if you know the answer to Edmond's trivia question. What book is being read to the little girl in this statue? It's Cinderella. This statue is called Storytime by Blair Molstein. It was dedicated in March of 2003. Take a stroll in downtown Edmond and you can see more wonderful art pieces along Broadway.
Hey, pal, can you take care of this for me?
Sure, Mom.
Okay, thank you.
goodness, that was just a nightmare. Oh, imagine what a horrible, horrible place this would be if nobody ever recycled. Imagine all the newspapers and plastic bottles and cans that would just fill our landfills. Oh, I'm sure glad Edmond recycles.
Hi! It's time to answer some of the questions that you guys have been sending me. This first one comes from Heather McClanahan-Ooley, and she's from Edmond. She says, Dear Kristen, I have a question about recycling. Can you throw styrofoam cups into the recycling bin? After all, they have a recycling symbol at the bottom. See enclosed. Oh, yeah. Great question, Heather. It's true, styrofoam cups do have a recycling symbol on the bottom, but they're currently not acceptable with the Edmond Curbside Recycling Program. Because they're so incredibly light, they can't be properly separated into glass, plastic, aluminum, etc. So that's why it's important to always check the city's website, edmondok.com/Edmond Recycles, to find out what's acceptable and what's not. On the same note, plastic wrap is not acceptable. Neither is used tissue or paper towels. You should just throw items like these in your normal trash with the styrofoam cups. Or you can use the styrofoam cups to make these cute little cups and decorate the house with them during the holidays. All you have to do is just color them and then put them in the oven for a few minutes, and it's just adorable. Next question. This one comes from Jeff Hollander. He writes, Dear Recycling Lady, my family really loves to recycle. In fact, my kids are in charge of making sure the bin is on the curb on pickup day. Well done, Jeff. My question is it okay to recycle aluminum foil?
That's a good question.
I know. Aluminum foil can be recycled as long as it's clean of food debris. That means no melted cheese, no grease, no stuck on little onion particles, nothing like that. Gotta be clean. Same thing with your ketchup bottles, your cans of corn, just everything gotta be clean from food particles. I think I have time for one more question. It comes from Mr. Jard Petty June. He says, Dear Kristen, I can tell that recycling is important. Yes, it is. Have you always been a recycling junkie? Great question. If I were to think back about it and remember.
Attention toys, I have created a recycling cart for all of our recyclables. Isn't that like totally rad? Rainbow Bright, are you even listening? Recycling is good for the environment, duh! That should make you very happy, My Little Pony. Now we have a place to put all of our bottles of Tab soda. Want to find out more, Glowworm? Just visit edmondok.com/Edmond Recycles. I know what you're thinking, Wish Bear. It's 1987. I don't even know what edmondok.com/Edmond Recycle means. But give it a couple of decades, a couple of decades, a couple of decades, a couple of decades,
a couple of decades, a couple of decades, a couple of... Whoa!
I guess I have always been into recycling. And it's a good thing too, because it's like totally awesome. If you have a question about recycling, feel free to email us at edmondlifetv@edmondok.com. If you'd like to find out more about the Edmond Recycling Program, just visit edmondok.com/Edmond Recycles. Edmond Recycles, it's what we do. Changing your view is what we want to do.
Well, that's our show. Remember to drive carefully and cautiously through any traffic projects, especially the one here at Covell and Kelly. And if you're not recycling plastics, glass, and other acceptable items, now's a good time as any to start. Find out more about anything that we've talked about on the show by visiting edmondok.com. It's very easy. You can also watch these shows on our YouTube page. Just go to youtube.com/City of Edmond OK. I'm Eric Smith, and I'll see you next time on Your Edmond.